friends. I'm Tassie from TaciStudio, and I'm here today to share another episode of my SitN'Knit podcast with you. Today, I'm sharing episode 10 with you, and I can't believe it's been almost 3 months since I started doing this. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it so much. And today, I decided to record this episode outside because it's so beautiful and so sunny, but we live on a corner lot, and you might hear cars passing by. I'll do my best to see if I can edit there, but I thought it would be worth it recording outside because you can also hear all the beautiful birds singing around our property. Before in the beginning of the video I showed you a little clip of where we live and the view, because I wanted you to see where we are located and the beautiful view that we have here in Portland, Oregon. I thought, since this is episode 10, I kind of introduce myself again to you. I wanted to welcome all of you. If you are a new viewer, welcome here, and if you are somebody who already subscribed and keep coming back to see me, thank you for doing that. Thank you for coming back and spending some time with me. This is really special to me, and the time we spend together is really precious. Today I have a lot to share and a lot to show you, so I hope that you prepared and that you grab a drink, whether it's a cold drink or a water or a tea, and I hope that that you enjoy spending this few moments here with me. Today I'm going to do the long episode in which I show you all of my finished objects, which were not too many, but I had some for this June update. What is on my needles right now, and then I will show you some of the acquisitions that I made this month, and what my future plans are with that. I'm also going to show you a little bit of my knitting journal and another journal that I started this month, inspired on another YouTube podcaster who I am really enjoying watching every week. Her name is Sarah, and she's Danish, and her podcast is It's a Sarah, and it's one of the podcasts that I want to recommend to you in the end of my video. So if you stay here with me, I will show you the my journal and my new journal that I have started since watching her podcast towards the end of this episode. So without further ado, I wanted to show you what I finished this month. One of the things that I finished, I'm gonna have to show on a picture up here, and it was, I made a little baby hat and a baby blanket. I have been making these baby blankets for probably 30 years, and they're a flannel blanket, as you can see here on the picture, and I crochet an edge around it. I started also a really cute baby blanket, the best friend butterfly from Leslie, from a friend to knit with. I love her patterns, and I started baby blanket also for the same person, which is my friend's daughter, who I have known since she was probably 5 or 6 years old, and she's having a little girl herself now, so it's really exciting to be able to knit something now for her baby. I forgot to bring the blanket here to show it to you, but I will post a picture of the best friend butterfly from Leslie friend also. I love all of her patterns. I actually love everything she does, and I have actually said on one of my previous episodes that when I grow up, I want to be her. So I am not a stalker, Leslie, if you ever watch this, but I am just a super fan of you, of everything that you do. So that's why I keep saying that. But I am in love with this best friend butterfly baby blanket. It's so cute, and I love making the butterfly stitch. When I get to the butterfly is the most exciting time of my knitting. That's one of the things I did not finish the butterfly blanket, so I should have waited to talk about that when I talk about what is on my needles. But since I was mentioning the baby blankets and the baby gifts that I'm gonna give to her, I already gave the flannel blanket and the baby hat on the baby at the baby shower, and now I'm hoping to finish the best friend butterfly. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that, blanket for when the baby is born, which I think is going to be towards the end of August, and I'm sure I'll be able to finish by then. The other thing I finished this month was the Purl Soho Dumpling bag. I finished this bag probably in the beginning of June or middle of June, and I did actually a little I am so sorry about the background noise if you can hear that, but I did a little review of this bag, how I knitted, and the yarn that I used. I used Purl Soho is having knit along, which is gonna end on July 9th, but I finished this bag and I love it. It looks like a little bag, but you can fit so many things inside and so many balls of yarn, and I love because it's an easy bag to carry along with a small little project if you're going somewhere, and it was really fun to knit. So if you want to have more information about that, you can check my video, my review about how I knitted the bag and the yarn I used and everything else. The other thing that I finished this month, and I am completely in love with it, was I am a huge fan of using the Fibonacci equation when I knit and I do stripes. So in the beginning of this month, I finished another Saturday shrug, and I used the Fibonacci equation to make this shrug. I think I'm going to make another one with the Lamb and Kid yarn because I love those the Saturday shrugs on the Lamb and Kid yarn. But I made this one for myself with the I used Woolfolk, and I think I used Woolfolk Far. And if you notice, you will see that I used the Fibonacci equation, where here there's 1 stripe, 2 stripes, 3 stripes, 5, 8, and 13 stripes of the black. And I really think that it's true to what they say, that this equation, it's absolutely gorgeous for and pleasant to the eye for when put together. I would have loved to put another black stripe here, but I didn't have any more yarn, and I decided I didn't want to buy a ball of yarn just to put 13 plus 5 is 20, no, 13 plus 8 is what it would have been, so it would have been 21. Yeah, so I decided to not buy another ball of yarn, just to put 21 stripes here. but I think when I do one this fall with the lemon kid yarn, I am going to do another larger stripe here, so I'll buy enough yarn to be able to complement here too. But I really like the way it turned out here. I really like black and off-white together, and I'm very happy on this one. I did the pattern exactly how this is a pattern by Caddy Jacks, and it's a pattern by okay, I am the biggest fan, her biggest fan, and I forgot. So this is a pattern by Jackie Rose, and I did the pattern exactly how she wrote it, and I even learned how to do a provisional cast on here. And it's actually not a provisional cast on, it's a, I forgot what it's called. She has a perfect Jackie has a perfect tutorial on the Caddy Jacks YouTube, and she explains so well. I had tried to do this cast on so many times and I wasn't able to really do it, and once I looked at hers, I it was just, she's really good, and I will for sure be making more of the Saturday shrugs this fall, because I love everything that Jackie and Caitlin from Caddy Jacks. I love their patterns. In fact, I'm going to very soon start. They're doing a knit along for the Andrea Murray the weekender sweater, and it's a knit along that is going to go from the weekend of the 4th of July until the weekend of Labor Day. And I'm going to start mine, even though I don't think I can work on it very much right now because it's so hot, but I'm gonna just keep working on it, and hopefully I'll be done by then. I love their podcast, I love them, and I love when they are together, but I also really enjoy when they can't be together and they each do a little of the podcast, which I think they call Hi Jackie, Hi Caitlin, and they just do a podcast separately, but once they are together, they're just fantastic, and I love their podcast. So now on with what's on my needles right now, and I have a lot. I have to say that so much for me trying so hard to be more monogamous. It's not working, friends. It's just I guess it's not for me. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to at least stick to, like, I'm gonna do one sweater, and just until I finish that sweater. I'm gonna do one hat until I finish that hat, one pair of socks until I finish that, because it's just too hard for me. Even like I'm gonna start with the sweater I'm making for myself. Okay, I am working and still working. Oh, it's so nice right now. There's a little breeze in here. I'm so hot. It's so hot in here. It's really hard to record outside, but there's a little breeze here now, and it feels just really nice. So right now I'm working on this sweater for myself, and this is the Suri shirt by Kaidri, and I have to say I am super happy with it. I just bought for the first time in my life, and I've known of this the little cables. I think is the tubes, knitter's tubes. I've known that everybody uses it for a very long time, but I had not bought one for myself yet because I didn't feel that I needed. But I really want to try this sweater. It's actually a tee, and I want to try it, but my needle is not very long, so I wasn't able to have that go through and see how it's fitting me. I really wanted to try to make sure that it's a size that I'm not gonna need to make any adjustments, but just in case I do, then if I am just over here on the shirt, so I'll be able to know if I'm gonna need to make any adjustments any changes on it. And we went to Bend this weekend for the 4th of July, which is I think I've said that before. It's a city about 4 hours from Portland, and I stopped at the knitting store, which I will have a little short on my channel showing the store. It was one of the cutest stores that I've been in a very long time. It's in Bend, Oregon, and it's called Fancy Works, and it's just the cutest knit shop. If you are in Bend, or if you go to Bend and you have an opportunity to go visit them, don't make sure that you go there if you can, because it's a little shop, not very big, but it has so many fun things, so many fun yarns, and I will show you when I show my acquisitions for this month what I got when I was there. But as I was saying, I was working on my shirt, and then my hairstylist, who is also a really good friend of mine, asked me if I would make crochet shirt for him. And I have to say, I had asked my husband, I had just asked him if he would want for me to make a crochet shirt for him, because I saw a lot of different basketball players and other people wearing men wearing crochet shirts, and I was really wanting to make one. And he said, nope, I would love for you to make a sweater for me, but I do not want a crochet shirt, and I would not wear a crochet shirt. So when my hairstylist asked me to make one, I dropped everything, including my shirt, which I will tell you, I started knitting for myself more a couple years ago, but before that, for 20 some years, I basically knit for everybody else, until one day I noticed that it was winter and it was super cold and snowing outside, and I did not have any hats for myself. So that year I decided that I was going to start knitting for myself. So that's why I don't really have any sweaters. I only have a couple sweaters that I knit, because I always knitted for somebody else. And this year I decided I'm going also to start knitting a lot more for myself. But to make a long story short, here is the man crochet shirt, and I am not even, I'm about halfway done right now, except for you make this shirt this half, and then the other half is the second part. You repeat the same thing here on the other side, and then you do the collar and put the buttons. But when you finish, when you do this, it looks like a little, I don't know, a little animal a little and I think there's a something on the ocean that looks like this a little bit, but I really don't know the name. I'll try to find and put it in there. And that's what it looks like when you are crocheting it. But then when you fold it, you fold it in a way that you have the side and the back. So I need to crochet a little bit on this to complete the back. Then I'll be done with this half, and I have to do the other half. I think this is going to be glorious. I think it's going to be gorgeous. And I'm knitting it with a yarn that I had never heard about it before. And I left my bag inside, but I will write it down in there. It's a Patterns linen, and I don't think I had ever seen. I think it's a new yarn, and they were trying this yarn. So I am not sure if I'll be able to buy it again, because I tried to find other colors and I wasn't able to. And it's a pretty nice yarn to knit to crochet with. There's a few rough parts on it, but on the yarn itself, but I think that that's common when you are knitting or crocheting with linen. So I am pretty happy with it. The pattern is called Relaxagon crochet shirt, and the person, I will write down on the descriptions, I think on the description below. I think the person is either Danish or she's from a different country, and the pattern is really, really well written. It has a lot of details, a lot of schematics that helps you with writing, with doing the following the pattern, and I am really, really happy with it. I think that it's a great pattern. The other thing that I've been working on is I continue with my obsession with the Sophie scarves, and I hope to have again Caddy Jacks, both of them, Jackie and Caitlin, really inspired me. I watch their podcast the second it comes out, but I also been watching it, like going backwards and watching some of the episodes, because I love watching them and what they together, and what they are needing. And one of the episodes I saw that they were needing, especially Caitlin was needing a lot of the Sophie scarves, and I got all inspired again, and now the inspiration became an obsession, in which I want to have one of each color this fall, so I can, and I am going to also make one with all these minis that I have. I'm just gonna keep knitting them until the yarn is done, and then knit again, and I hope to put all these colors together. But if it's a little too much, then I might take this and just do the purples together. And those are all little minis. Some are from my Skein Cocaine palette that I did not use, and some are from Knitted Wit, which is a dyer from here, from Portland, Oregon, and it just matches well together, and it's the same weight, so I'll be able to make many, many more Sophie scarves. I have a bag filled with different colors of yarn, because I want to have as many as I can to be able to wear with as many outfits as I can. So far, this is the only one that I have that it's ready, and I cannot even put it on today because it's so hot that I just cannot. If you notice, I keep blinking because my eyes are I have really bad allergies, so my eyes are burning a little bit. But this is the only one that I have done, that is completed for myself, because I have given 3 other ones away, and I have that pink one that is almost done, so it almost could go on my finished objects, but I would be cheating if I said that I finished, because I still have a lot to go. But the other thing, I continue to be inspired to knit socks, and I'm very happy about that. I don't know how many socks I'll be able to knit, but I always felt like I made hats for my kids and my husband every year, and my intention every year is to make it for Christmas, and it ends up that I give it to them on their birthdays, because both my kids' birthdays are in January and my husband's birthday is in March, and my son's girlfriend's birthday is in February. So now I decided this year, and I told them that my gifts are not for Christmas, and I'm not going to try to make it for Christmas, but that everybody gets either a pair of socks or a hat on their birthdays, and that it will be their choice of what they get. So some have asked me for a hat, some have asked me for socks, which is great because it gives me a variety. But I started with these socks after I did my husband's socks. I started with these socks this weekend actually for myself, and I made it as a shorty. I'm following Summer Lee, her tutorial, and I think it's a simple vanilla sock, but it's I follow her tutorial because I think it really helped me to understand better how to, and I have to do the calf on the 9-inch needles. I tried with the regular needles probably 4 times, and I wasn't sure why with the, not regular, but with the loop, magic loop. But then when I tried with the 9-inch, it worked perfectly. And so I'm making this pair of socks for myself first, just so I can have some cute socks, because it was my plan, and maybe not to wear this summer because it feels kind of thick and hot, but maybe in the beginning of the fall I can wear with my Birkenstocks. And I'm trying to do the calf and the toes the same color, and the heel on a different color. And this yarn is from La Bien Amie, La Bien Aime. I'm sorry, I have a hard time how to pronounce, because I think in French it would be La Bien Aimée, and I am not sure how to say it in English. So and this calf and this are, I had more knitted with little the minis, and I'm using that for the calf and the heel, and I'm really happy because it's just a tiny little bit thicker, and I'm happy that this is going to be pretty strong for the calf, for the heel. So I'm really happy with how these socks are turning out, and I think that I will be good with better at knitting socks for my family, whoever asked me for socks for this year. The other thing that I started that I am very, very excited is I started a granny stripe blanket, which I also paused for a little bit. My objective was to make 1 row a day, every day in the morning. When I watched the episodes of It's a Sarah, she said that she likes to start her day and end her day with what she calls a heart jumping project. And I decided that I wanted to at least start my day with a project that is a heart jumping project, like Sarah says, but maybe end my day with a relaxing project. So for me, relaxing is working on my sweater. I'm right now on a part that it's only stockinette. So whether it is a pair of socks or my sweaters when I'm in that part, or a Saturday shrug, something that I don't have to think about is going to be my relaxing project for before I go to bed. And in the morning, for my heart jumping project, like Sarah says, I am going to work on my granny square blanket. I am going to work on that blanket and do one row every day. However, I decided that because I want to have this shirt done before the end of July, because I have a hair appointment close to the end of July, for now this is gonna be my heart jumping so I can project, so I can have that done. So I've been working on that in the morning and a little bit during the day when I can, so this way I can try to finish that. But on my next episode, on my next long podcast, in the end of July or beginning the first Friday of the upcoming month, so let's say the first Friday of August, I will have my July update, and I will show my granny stripe blankets on that episode. But the other thing that is on my needles, because as you all know, I am not monogamous and have not succeeded on trying to be, is I'm gonna try to do a pair of socks for one of my family members, and the other person who wants a hat is going to get a Musselburgh hat. I just bought this pattern, you guys. I have seen so many people making them, and so many people making so many of them, and this is my very first one. And I followed Nitty Natty. She has a tutorial showing how to start your Musselburgh hat, and I have to say it was the best, because I also was having a hard time to start before I watched her episode. And now that I did, I am so happy that I did, because I was able to start, and here it is, my very first Musselburgh hat. I am going to do it in two colors. When I'm halfway with it, I am going to change the colors, and this is La Bien Amy again, and this is Farmer's Daughter, and I'm using half of it for my Sophie scarf, and I'm gonna do the other half on this color. So whoever gets this, which might be for myself, because as I said, I'm now going to try to make some stuff for myself first. And so if I do this one, it will be my first try, and the first tries will always be for me. So then after that, I'm gonna try to make, like, my husband prefers a hat, so I'm gonna try to make a Musselburgh hat for him. And I got a blue yarn for him that I think I showed you in previous episode that I bought in Nashville, but I'm gonna do one half of it in a different color, maybe a gray color. So now I guess that's it for me for what is on my needles. When I start with my acquisitions, I want to show you first what I got for myself. I've been the Pendleton store, the factory is here in Portland, Oregon, and when I went to Bend this weekend, they had some of the bags on sale, and I've been wanting one of the Pendleton bags for a very long time. So I was so excited that it was at an affordable price that I could buy one, because they are not cheap, but they're also so durable and so beautiful, so well done. This is all felt, and that they do here in in Oregon, and I think that I have a blanket also that I love, and I always wanted to have one of these bags, but they are not cheap, but I know that they're going to last for my whole life. So I was privileged enough that I was able to get one this weekend, and I'm very excited that now this is my knitting bag. I've also got 4 balls of this linen quill, Purl Soho, and I got it on pale oats and on the kettle black, and I am going to be making one of their half triangle wrap for this fall. I don't think I'm going to start until the beginning of the fall, but I'm excited to work on that. I also got, I absolutely love the Big Birdie from Lamb & Kid, their Diamond Lane yarn, and I got the color Miel, which was, it's not one of their brand new colors, but it's one of the new colors for beginning of the spring, I think. And then I'm going to use oats as an accent. I'm not sure how yet to make my the weekender sweater. When I also ordered another skein of you all know that I am a huge fan of Skein Cocaine and her yarns. I made one of my Saturday shrugs, had the color Precious, which is absolutely precious, but now I got this, which is, I believe it's a for socks, because it's called Luxe Fingering, and it's 80% merino and 20% nylon, and this color is Elton. I am in love with this color, you guys, and I was so happy that I was able to get one of that, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be available. She had it for a festival, and whatever was left over, she put it for sale, and I was able to get it right there at the right time. I am not sure I'm gonna make socks with this because I love it, so I might make a really small short little bandana style shawl. I like, and I would love to have this like showing here on my neck. I think it would be very fun. The other really fun acquisition, and this will be the last thing I got it this month, is you're going to smile when you see this, because this is just completely out of my comfort zone. When I went to fancy work in Bend, Oregon, I saw a most beautiful shawl made in a it's like a light gray, and it has these accents stripes on it, and each stripe of each accent is in one of these colors. The person who is Alexandra, the name of this yarn is Alexandra, the Art of Yarn, and I think her name is Alexandra, and she dyes it, and she's local to Bend, Oregon, and she dyes it there. The yarn was made in Peru, but I think she is from Peru or somewhere like in South America. I am not 100% sure, but I will link all of this on the show notes. You're supposed to make however many colors are in here. You're supposed to wind in mini skeins, and so you have one color for each one of these stripes. I will put the information, I'll put a picture here for you to see the shawl and the information also on the show notes, but this, I think it's gonna be a showstopper, I think, or whatever I don't know what the expression is, that when you're wearing this, everybody's going to stop to ask you, because I think it's going to be gorgeous, and I can't wait to make this summer. So I think that's it for me for other than, yes, I said that I was going to mention about Sarah from It's a Sarah podcast. I have showed you my journals, and how I journal is I have 2 pages on my journal, which I will continue to do, with a little bit of information on each of month, and the projects that I either started or finished that month, and I put a little bit of the yarn in there. Sometimes I put the label for the yarn. But what Sarah does is she has well, I made a little list of the things that are included on my journal. She does a journal with each project that she makes, and she puts a lot of information in there, and I really liked that, because I thought someday I would like, if one of my kids or grandkids or whoever likes to knit or crochet, I would love for them to look through this and see if they find anything that it could be helpful to them. And also, I think that it would be helpful for me to be able to have that about a project in which I made modifications, or I made changes, or I decided, like my scrappy blanket, for example. I decided the number of stitches that I want in there. I decided the colors that I wanted in there. So I want to have that recorded, because it's not something that there is a pattern that tells me exactly how to do. I want to know how I did, and I think it would be fun for my kids. I still have a lot of little sticky notes in there because I have to finish this, but I really liked her idea, and I did some of it on my journal, and I am doing the same thing now for myself. And I have to say that it's been a lot of fun. Like, this is the information I have, and how I did the socks to fit perfectly for myself. So at the end of this episode, I am going to go through the journal, because she did that in the end of her episode, and I loved it because it helped me to be able to start mine and to have an idea of what I wanted on mine. So I hope that and I want to make this disclosure, I am not imitating you, Sarah, but I am being inspired by you, because I loved it, and I loved how you did your journal, and it inspired me to make my journal and leave this for one of my family members, or somebody in the future, or even for me to be able to go back and check. So I have to say that I have learned a lot from the podcasters and the people that I've been watching their podcasts. It's such a pleasure to have such a wonderful community that shares so much, and it inspires me every day. So my husband says that now all I want to do is watch podcasts, that I don't watch TV anymore. And I think that it's true. I do like to watch some shows with him, but I have to say that I watch at least 3 podcasts per day. But it's because I feel connected to you, I feel inspired by you, I feel energized by you, and I think that those are all positive things. So why not keep on doing it then, right? If it makes me and sends me in the right direction that I want for my life. So I think I'm gonna finish with this. Also, actually going to tell you that there's another podcaster that I think she hasn't been podcasting for too long, but maybe over a year, and it's Knitter's Niche. Knitter's Niche. And she is adorable. She has such a great attitude, and she also likes to knit a lot of the same things that I do. We have a lot in common with the things we are knitting at the same time, and it's an adorable podcast and very well done. She does a lot of research about the patterns that she's going to do, about fashion, and I also got very inspired by her and by the information she has in there. And I hope that if you want to go and check her out, I'm sure that you're gonna love it also. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's a little bit breezy now and very nice and calm here. There aren't many cars going by, so I hope that it wasn't very noisy. I hope that you're having a fun day, a fun summer. But until next time, stay healthy and keep knitting or keep crocheting and doing whatever makes you happy. Thanks for being here with me, and I hope that you will come back to see me again. Till next time. Ciao.